Today, I'd like to share with you a few explorations and techniques that you might try to help provide a little bit more range of movement, ease, or just release of tension from your neck. We tend to carry so much up here. So this exploration is based in ortho-Bionomy. And with ortho-Bionomy, we use a bit of compression sometimes for the stimulus to help the nervous system respond and create a new pattern, or to recognize that maybe it was doing one pattern too much or overuse of one pattern, and how to give it choices to recognize that we have other options so that your neck has all kinds of freedom of movement. The neck is the part of the spine that has the most movement of all of the vertebrae of our spine. So it's important to keep this area really open and aware. One thing we'd like to try first is, or somewhere to start, is to think about the movement in flexion and extension of the head. So we're just assessing right now of where in this range of movement your head feels the easiest, or maybe it goes the easiest. We want to find where that is and hang out there. And it might be that you hang out there and just rest. And that may be enough information for your body to create a shift or to create a reflexive self-correction. But it may be that your body needs a little bit more input. So when I say compression, the compression is a very light touch, and you get to decide how much pressure is the pressure that helps your body to respond. So this is not the kind of pressure where we're overriding or we're trying to force the body into some other position. We're really looking for a spontaneous reflex to happen. So listening on a deeper, more subtle layer. So somewhere in that flexion and extension range of motion, find where is the happiest for you. Either hang out or take one hand on top of your head and very gently add that slight bit of information from your head down your spine, maybe even into your pelvis. We're going to hold that for maybe 8 or 10 or 20 seconds, as long as you feel comfortable. And then listening for your body to create a response that it wants to come out of that. And you can release your head and then notice where your head wants to move, or recheck that range of motion, front and back, up and down. Notice if there's any change. And then let's break it down and try a different dimension, a different direction, which is a little side bending. It's the same idea here. We have a little less range of motion here, side bending, but still very important range. Notice anywhere in that place, it could be just any which way you feel the most comfortable. So listening for, where does my body settle a little bit in that range of motion? And you may not know, and that's okay. So if you don't know, just pick a side or pick a direction that you want to start with. Notice if you want to simply be and hang out and allow your body to recognize that ease, that comfort. Or maybe you want to add a hand to the top of the head and notice if you can press somewhere where on the head where you feel like the movement can go straight into the spine. So we're not trying to knock the head off balance or anything. We're simply falling in line with gravity, in line with where our bodies already are, to give it a little bit of input down the body. And then notice if we can pause internally and listen for that spontaneous response. And my head kind of wanted to circle after that. Maybe yours wanted to do something else. Giving that a minute, coming back to center, and then rechecking and noticing if you have any more range, any more glide, maybe less pain or tension in the area. And then the last direction is the rotation. So now we'll turn our head from left to right noticing where is easy to go. And in that turning, check it out for yourself. Mine feels really nice over here, so I'm going to hold it here and add a little bit of compression down the spine. And allow your body to respond and recheck that range. Maybe that you want a little bit of space before you recheck, a little bit of time. It also may be that you can simply think about the compression. If the compression feels too much for your body, just think about adding a little bit of compression and notice if your body creates a response. So we did those 3 dimensions separately, and now maybe let's explore any dimension that you'd like. So maybe you take your head in any direction and find its comfort. Where can you do a combination of flexion, extension, side bending, and rotation, and notice, it's really comfortable here. Do I want to just hang out here? Option A. Do I want to think about compressing from my head? Option B. Or do I actually want to take my head somewhere on top of my head, somewhere on top of my head to feel that response, little bit of stimulus into the nervous system, as little as possible that it takes to provide a shift, a change. And then check out the movement of your head or neck. The other option that we have is to find a tender point somewhere on your neck. Now it could be behind your neck, next to your spine, checking out the tissue on either side of your spine. It might be more on the sides of your neck, or even down here where your lower neck is in the front. So check out anywhere in that area of your neck of where you feel like you might find a tender spot. And mine for today is over on this side. And when you found that tender spot, let's rudder the head around to see if we can soften the tissue under your fingers. Take all the time you need to find that internal listening place to notice where in all of the ranges that I have does my neck soften the most. So for me, it looks a little bit like this. And again, I could simply hang out here and wait and listen. Maybe you hang out here for 20 or 30 seconds. If it feels good, do it for longer. And you'll notice that at some point your body wants to come out of that position and you follow it along. It might be that you add a bit of compression or think about the compression. Listening for the response, allowing it to integrate, and then maybe rechecking that spot. And maybe you still feel like it's there, but it's not quite as intense, or maybe you feel like it's gone altogether. And then you could try another spot anywhere you find too. You could do this 3 or 4 times. Generally, if you start working in the middle of the neck, sometimes that clears tender areas on the top or the bottom before. So if you want to start there, sometimes that's a great place to then help the upper or the lower neck as well. And then give yourself a little reassessment after you do another time or two. And it might be that, I feel a little lingering something up here. And so finding that tender place, again, caving around it, allowing your body to settle into that comfort, settle into that ease, and listening for simply hanging out here, imagining the compression, or using a hand to give a slight bit of input into that joint, into the tender area, and allowing the head and neck to respond. Check it out for yourself. I hope that feels a little more easeful, a little more range of movement, and hopefully some tension has subsided. Enjoy. Thanks, everyone.